We have got a lot to cover as the holiday commute begins for millions on the road and in the sky tonight. So all hands on deck here at 3 News. We'll toss it over to Chief Meteorologist Betsy Kling for a look at this week's forecast. Hey, Betsy.
Hi there, Peter. Well, to tell everybody what we're going to be doing today, we're going to give you a quick update, about 3.5 minutes or so of what's happening with our weather now and give you kind of the next 36 hours. Mark is going to join me coming up in just a few minutes, and we have a huge discussion that we're going to do. We're going to step by step through this whole thing, really nerd out. So stay with us, and then he's going to join us a little later on for kind of a wrap on all of it. But it's a pretty impressive radar picture we have to show you. The rain that we've been dealing with through the day today is really pivoting more out toward the East Coast cities. And now we are dealing with this storm system that is rotating through Minneapolis at this hour. They've been dealing with heavy rain. Now they have temperatures that are on the decline and snow that is expected to fall. That storm system will continue its eastward trajectory and eventually drag this cold front through our area tomorrow morning. And that sets the stage for all of these changes that are going to be coming up over the next few days. As that cold front is coming through, it's really going to pack a bit of a punch with the wind. Out ahead of it, though, we are nice and mild. Temperatures are in the 50s, not a whole lot of wind to speak of. We do have some drizzly weather that is ongoing at this hour. It's kind of murky out there, really damp on the roadways. So if you still have yet to hit the roads or you're expecting somebody to come into town tonight, just know that the roads are really wet. Travel may be a little bit slow. Tomorrow, it's not so much the wet roads we're concerned about, it's the wind and lots of it. There is a wind advisory that has been issued for just about the entire area. That is for Wednesday. We'll also add Thursday to that for the lakeshore areas because that wind is going to continue to move across the lakeshore, and that sets up that lake effect snow for us. So Wednesday afternoon and evening, that's when we are anticipating our highest wind gusts, 40, 45, 48 miles per hour. We could have tricky driving conditions, yes, but we're probably also going to be looking at some maybe scattered power outages late evening. Not really putting a whole lot of emphasis on that. It's more or less the temperature drop and those tricky wind conditions. National Designer hour-by-hour forecast, we start in the 50s. Tomorrow's going to be one of those days where we have the down arrow because the temperatures will drop quickly, probably about 20 degrees in 12 hours or so. And there you see those west-southwesterly winds, 25 with gusts to 40 plus. Then we look ahead to Thursday and Friday. Primary snowbelt lake effect snow. Part and parcel with Northeast Ohio weather, I know, but we're probably still going to have some concerns. Now, it is Thursday that we're really honing in on this, so hopefully that means most people will already be in place by the time that snow gets going. But the I-90 corridor on either side of it, that's where we're going to have a lot of problems east of Cleveland. The heaviest snow will be coming in late Thursday. We're probably going to have low visibility and rapidly changing conditions. And the accumulations are going to vary from place to place just because that is where we have that lake effect snow going east. Farther to the south, not much of anything. Cuyahoga, Lake Geauga, Ashtabula counties, that's where we have a winter storm watch that has been posted. This is kind of your harbinger that we have the potential for accumulating shovelable snow. And again, that is really honing in on Thursday and Friday. We will have tough travel conditions. So if you are driving into or through the primary snow belt Thursday and then mostly Thursday, Friday, I think we'll see improving conditions, but just plan a whole lot of extra time and you may even need to kick it into four-wheel drive. The primary snow belt, again, Cuyahoga, Lake Geauga, Ashtabula counties, we will see the intensity of the snow really picking up in the afternoon Thursday. Intense snow bands continuing Thursday night and then finally starting to see some improving conditions through the day on Friday. By Friday evening, I think we'll be pretty good. Here's the accumulation potential. Note this difference from the primary snowbelt areas and then you go outside of the primary snowbelt into the secondary where we have lesser amounts of snow. So we are talking about 6+ inches of snow. Again, this is Thursday night, and we'll see improving conditions on Friday. We're going to break down all the science. We're going to nerd out. Mark Johnson's going to join me to talk you through it coming up next. So I'll be honest, when I got called into the boss's office and they said, we have a chance. we might get Mark Johnson to come on the team. These are the moments.
Oh, I love it. I love it. You know what? I've loved this gal since I knew her. I used to watch you as a kid. No, I can't say that.
No, I can say that, though.
I know you can. This is the part where Betsy and I get to use the years of combined experience that we have, and we get to dissect the weather that's coming our way to the best of our abilities, because there's still some uncertainty.
And it's going to be changing, but you know, we're really looking ahead because this does impact a lot of people, especially because there's the holiday. Thursday and Friday, the 2 days we are really keeping a close eye on. We do have lake effect snow. All the conditions are there to get some lake effect snow bands going, and of course extra travel time in the primary snow belt.
You ran out of red ink, didn't you?
It's like I'm an English teacher.
There you go.
Again. You want to talk us through the winter storm watch?
Yeah, we got winter storm watches now. We had original winter storm watches this morning for Lake Geauga and Ashtabula counties, and as those computer models started coming in, we started seeing that squall kind of reaching in to eastern Cuyahoga County, so the Weather Service saw it too, and they added Cuyahoga County to our winter storm watch. Remember, a watch, we don't know yet. We're waiting and seeing. Conditions are getting there, but not quite there yet.
And I think it's important to note, too, that up over Mark's head, you see that bright blue. That is a winter storm warning that's already been issued for I-90 in Pennsylvania and into New York. So if you have plans to take you on 90 out to Buffalo, be ready. All of this is happening because of this storm system. So
look at that thing.
This storm system wrapping up over the Twin Cities, going to continue to move to the east. All the rain that we had today is out of here. Now it's causing problems on the East Coast. Yeah,
sprinkles here, and it's wet roads tonight. If you're traveling tonight, it's mild. Wet roads everywhere you go. We're going to keep the drizzle, maybe a little bit of fog going through the night. So if you're packing the kids up, tonight, wet roads. No snow yet.
No, but here is the cold front. And that cold front is coming through here tomorrow morning. Once it moves through, we unlock a lot of cold air that is sitting up in central and western Canada. Watch how that blue is, I mean, this thing is cooking, and it's a punch of cold air that's coming in.
It is quick. It's going to hit you in the face because you're going to get up tomorrow morning. It's going to be probably 51 or 52. It's 7 a.m. in the morning. You're going to go, what's Betsy and Mark talking about? Bammo. Front comes by. Are we going to track this?
We are actually going to track this.
Okay, here we go. Watch this.
So there's the storm system right now, and watch how this kind of continues to move. We've got all this cold air. This is really what we're watching, is this wind that's behind it. Remember, cold air is heavy and dense. There's a lot of momentum that this is going to bring in. So that's going to aid in a lot of this wind that's going to be coming in. We stop the clock at 9 a.m.
9 a.m. The front is moving through the eastern counties at 9 a.m. You got a few showers along it. The green is 50+ degrees. Behind that, 40s, 30s, 20s, and that's coming our way.
And look at that wind direction, west-southwest wind. This is going to mean a long axis lake band. That's going to hit into Buffalo, Erie, PA, and keep that initial lake snow north of us. But things begin to change after that.
Winds are going to begin to come around during the afternoon and evening hours to the west. And you can see where the squall is. It begins to move into Ashtabula County, Lake County. What is that, 10 p.m.?
10 p.m. Wednesday. So this is still not the main show because notice the direction the wind is coming off of Lake Michigan. We'll have a thing called priming taking place. We get lake effect snow off of Lake Michigan. The moisture out of Lake Michigan is going to hop over southern Michigan and line up with Lake Erie. And watch what happens as that connection is made. We start to rev up a band that's going to go right along the lake shore. This is 6 a.m. Thursday. Rough travel.
Yeah, I-90 Route 2 all the way up through Erie, all the way up to Buffalo. If you got friends coming in, even if you don't live in the snowbelt, chances are good you know somebody coming our way on that I-90 corridor. Then take a look at the squall. It's oriented west to east generally. This is Thursday at noon. Now we're starting to pile up some snow in Geauga, eastern Cuyahoga. This computer model, Betsy, brings some closer to downtown.
Which, you know, western suburbs, southern suburbs, you all have to pay attention to that. By 4 p.m., this is the most impressive thing to me. We've got this west-northwest wind now, clean shot from Lake Michigan all the way through a good fetch over Lake Erie. So we're probably going to be seeing some pretty intense snowfall at this point. And the sun is going down. So now we're cooling the atmosphere. The fluff factor goes up.
Right.
We've got a lot of things that are pointing to some pretty intense snowfall for Thursday evening.
The only thing to stop the Lake Michigan moisture is a couple of Michigan fans, and we know how weak they are. They're going to fall right over. Fall right over. But take a look. We're going to bring the squall inland more as we head through Thursday night into Friday.
Things are really going to start to open up into the primary. Now the secondary snow belt is also getting activated with, again, some pretty intense snow where bands persist.
Boom, boom, boom. Might be multiple bands in a couple of spots.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is midnight, early Friday morning, and now we're starting to get, I think, some dry air intrusion.
Yeah.
Something is interrupting all of this.
Shutting it down a little bit.
And hopefully we'll continue to see improving conditions on Friday. So really,
what about totals?
We're honing in on this. All right, well, let's talk about the intensity first, because this is the red here. This is when it's probably going to be the least safe to be driving through it. If you're not going anywhere Thanksgiving Day, you don't have to worry about any of this.
You're cooking. So eastern suburbs and the primary snow belts, Lake Geauga and Ashtabula counties as we head through Thursday afternoon. But then as we get that wind shift around to the north and west, we begin to shift that into the secondary snow belt.
All right, we're going to talk about this closer now. We're going to take it into our counties. This is 7 p.m. Wednesday. Remember, we have that west-southwest wind. We're going to get that band going out over the lake shore. And then by Thursday morning, we get more of a westerly wind, and that's going to drive that lake snow into the heart of the snow belt.
That's 7 a.m. and that's Thursday morning at 7 a.m. So already some snowfall for Lake and Geauga, Ashtabula counties as you're putting the turkey in the oven.
Now we're going to open up that secondary snow belt. This is that Lake Michigan connection, that priming taking place. So we get wind and snow coming in on the west end of the lake and feeding into Cuyahoga and
That's
central
northern Lorain County. We'll watch. We'll watch.
We'll probably get a little dusting out that way for sure. And I think this will continue then as we get into the afternoon. This is 4 p.m. again, nighttime cooling, good connections. We got some heavy snow coming down on that I-90 corridor.
Now we're going to shift those winds around again. Let's bring it on in. This would be, there you go. Now you're pushing that squall further inland, now into northern Summit, northern Portage, northern Trumbull counties getting in on some of that snowfall total.
Right, and so now we go to midnight and things are starting to wind down a little bit. And then, of course, we already showed you what happens through Friday. Let's talk totals, because I know this is what everybody wants.
This is early guesstimates, and we reserve the right to change our minds, right?
Change our mind on numbers and location.
Yeah.
But for now, it looks like most of the area will be snow-free. Maybe a dusting, but that's not going to impact anybody.
This is by Friday morning, 7 a.m.
Right? But here we go into the primary and secondary snowbelt locations.
Yeah, 6+ inches for portions of Lake County. Here's Geauga County and other traditional higher ground snowbelt areas, even Ashtabula County, 6+ inches. Could you be shoveling 8? Yeah, absolutely. 10. And then carrying into that I-271 corridor, we're going to include that in some of our heavier totals as well.
And I don't know if you can see this on the camera here, but there's a very thin blue sliver right along the lakeshore, because as you know, the 48-degree water temperature off of Cleveland's going to help to heat the air a little bit. So we'll probably have lesser snow amounts right on the lakeshore. But once you get in and up, things start to change.
I hope that made sense. You're going to be seeing Betsy and I a lot this winter with these kinds of weather analysis going on, so stay tuned. There's no other place to turn. Just leave that channel alone.
Mark's going to bring you back in about 2 minutes, give you the whole summary of the situation, then Peter gets to talk about some news. That's all still to come.
And in case you haven't noticed, weather and travel, the theme of our newscast, we bring back Mark Johnson for one final look at the forecast. Hey,
I'm going to leave the big rig at home tomorrow. I promise. I'm going to leave it at home.
Turnpike's orders.
That's right, with all the winds coming our way. Okay, so we're getting rid of the round of rain tonight. We got some drizzle lingering Wednesday, different impacts for you. Wind gust to 45, falling temps all day long. We'll start in the 50s. We'll end up in the 30s. Winter coat weather, yes. Umbrellas, might need them early, but then after that, things are drying out. Winter storm watch for Thursday for lake effect snow. Okay, look at this pic. This says 1,000 words right there. Wet roads, you're piling the kids in the car, you're headed out and about, you're traveling tonight. Well, wet roads will greet you. At least the temps are mild, 54 degrees, humidity at 97%. So the roads are wet, visibilities are lower as well. Even in the dark, you got some haze and fog and some drizzle falling and light rain showers. That's going to continue overnight tonight. Its temps hover pretty close to where we are now. We're going to stay in the lower 50s at least all night long. Right now we're at 55 in Cleveland, 53 for Akron, Canton. A wider view shows the mild air here, the cold air here. A little shot of Arctic air coming our way beginning tomorrow afternoon. So again, this is not a 1-2 punch. This is a 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5, Betsy, type of a punch over the next 3 to 4 days. So coming up, you can see overnight temps hovering in the lower 50s. Isolated showers, maybe some areas of drizzle. Your weather alerts for Wednesday, you've got a wind advisory in effect for wind gusts above 45 miles per hour, maybe even approaching 48. And then look what we have for your Thursday. You've got a lake effect winter storm watch, Cuyahoga, Lake Geauga, and Ashtabula counties. We'll see if those are upgraded to warnings or maybe advisories for snow. We have to wait and see exactly where the squall's set up. But tomorrow morning between 8 and 9 a.m., here comes that cold front. So we're in the lower 50s to start our day, but by the time we end our day, watch those temps. Keep going down. Keep going down. Wednesday's winds. Watch those winds during the afternoon. Gusts above 40 miles per hour, maybe even approaching 50 miles per hour in some spots by late afternoon and evening. So your National Design Mart hour by hour, you got 50s early. A wind advisory all day, maybe an early shower, but falling temps by 6 p.m. A lot of us close to 32 degrees. Primary snowbelt, lake effect snow. Our weather impact alert kicks in. Here's that front coming on in. Watch behind it with the winds and the falling temps, and then the snow begins to set up. Here's that band basically oriented up toward Erie and Buffalo, but then the winds shift around a little bit more westerly Thursday afternoon and evening, and here's Thursday at 1 p.m. That squall is right across the snowbelt, primary snowbelt, maybe even into downtown Cleveland as well as Lorain County. Where squalls persist, you could see an inch or more per hour snowfall rates. I'm hoping, Betsy and I are both hoping, we can sound the all clear for Friday, but until then, we got to wait and see. So 6+ inches of snow, an early guesstimate here in the primary snowbelt, maybe even into eastern Cuyahoga County. Could get close to between 2 and 4 inches for downtown Cleveland. Even the western suburbs, you might get a couple of inches into northern Lorain County by Friday morning. Thursday night, widespread lake snow. Friday, lake snow tapering off. Quieter weather, still blustery, but it is a weather impact alert kind of weather pattern for us. Your Union Home Mortgage 10-day outlook. Thursday, cold, lake effect and windy, 33, 32 on Friday, snow tapering off. Maybe another system coming our way for late Saturday into Sunday. Snow to rain on Sunday, so if you're traveling home, might have some impacts with wet roads and some slick spots. And then cold on Monday. Another system approaches for Tuesday into Wednesday, and that bears watching as well. Right now, it looks like it'll be cold enough to make snow. All right, time to take a breath, get a drink of water. We'll be right back.